Good morning. Today is Thursday, June 20th. I'm Shardae White, and you're listening to Wake Up with KERA News. Today's going to be partly cloudy with highs reaching the low 90s. Coming up on the show, how the Biden administration is giving undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens permanent residence. That's coming up very soon, but first, today's stories. Firings and layoffs are on the table to correct Dallas County's budget concerns. Costs could be $50 million over budget if nothing changes through August. The Budget Office and Commissioner Andrew Sommerman each presented recommendations Tuesday. Overtime and medical leave in the sheriff and juvenile departments raise suspicion. Commissioner John Wiley Price says some misuse federal medical protections.
You can tell when people are sincerely abusing. You got to stay overtime. Oh, my doctor say my back, I can't stay. Bush, corn. I said corn. This stuff just kills us.
The Sheriff's Department and jail so far have spent $13 million on overtime, more than $7 million over budget. Next up, hundreds of North Texans joined Fort Worth activist Opal Lee on a 2.5-mile walk for Juneteenth. The walk's distance honors the time it took in years for news of emancipation to reach the freed slaves in Texas. Carolyn Maxine from Dallas is in her 70s and grew up celebrating Juneteenth, but she didn't get the day off from work until it became a federal holiday. Maxine says that's thanks to Opal Lee's activism.
It says a lot about her. She stayed the course. So we're very grateful and very thankful.
Opal Lee campaigned for decades to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. President Joe Biden signed a bill making it a federal holiday in 2021. The Biden administration announced new rules this week that give undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens and their children an opportunity to apply for permanent legal residence. KERA's Stella Chavez talked with Justin Martin about the program and the reaction to it.
So, Stella, I understand what the Biden administration unveiled this week is known as parole in place, and it's something that's actually been around for a while. Is that right?
Correct. Congress gave the president, under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the power to, quote, parole in place non-citizens who meet certain criteria. Now, an example of how it's been used is in cases where an undocumented immigrant has a family member who has served in the U.S. military. That non-citizen, such as a parent, could get their green card through their family member. And more recently, the parole process has been offered as temporary relief for migrants fleeing dangerous conditions in certain countries like Haiti or Venezuela and Ukraine. I talked to Paul Hunker. He's an immigration lawyer in Dallas who most recently worked as chief counsel for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE.
It's really just fixing some provisions of the law that are overly strict and that prevent deserving people from obtaining lawful status. This could be the neighbor across the street that the spouse is undocumented. And if that person's not a criminal, not a terrorist, is there any reason that person shouldn't get their green card? I don't think so.
Hunker and many who work for immigrant advocacy organizations say this move by the Biden administration is long overdue. Many have been pushing for more pathways for undocumented immigrants to apply for some form of legalization, especially those who've been in the U.S. for years.
So how will this program work? Who can apply, and what other criteria do they have to meet, if any?
To be eligible, a person must have lived continuously in the U.S. at least 10 years or longer as of this past June 17th. They must be legally married to a U.S. citizen as of June 17th, and they can't have a criminal history or be considered a threat to national security or even public safety. Now, non-citizen children, as many as 50,000, may also be able to apply for parole. And in order to do that, they have to live in the U.S. and have a, quote, qualifying stepchild relationship to a U.S. citizen.
Many people, I think, assume that if you're undocumented and you marry a U.S. citizen, you can automatically apply to become a U.S. citizen, too. But that's not quite how it works, right?
Right. It's more complicated than that. For example, if a non-citizen who's married to a U.S. citizen overstays their visa, they may have to leave the U.S. to apply for legal permanent residency. Paul Hunker, the immigration lawyer I spoke to, says the changes to this program will at least help expedite the process for many people. The U.S. government estimates 500,000 non-citizens could be eligible. However, Hunker also pointed out that the process, once an application is submitted, could take a while because USCIS is backed up with other immigration-related cases.
We'll see how long it takes. It could very well happen that we have a change in administration before many of these are approved. And of course, a new administration could cancel it. I'm sure there would be litigation, just like there is over DACA. If people already have parole in place, they'll be in a stronger situation.
So, Justin, with only a few months till the election, it remains to be seen what will happen and whether that will impact any of this.
Stella, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Justin.
That was Justin Martin speaking with KERA reporter Stella Chavez. In sports scores today, FC Dallas won their game against Minnesota United yesterday, 5-3, and the Texas Rangers finished their series against the New York Mets with a win. Their final score was also 5-3. Astronomers predict that the star system T Coronae Borealis will experience a nova this year, providing a rare opportunity to witness an exploding star. Located about 3,000 light-years from Earth, T Coronae Borealis is a binary system comprising of a white dwarf and a red giant. The red giant transfers matter to the white dwarf, leading to a thermonuclear explosion that causes the star to dramatically brighten. This event, which occurs roughly once every 80 years, is expected to be visible to the naked eye, with the star potentially brightening to a +2 magnitude, comparable to the North Star. This nova is anticipated to peak any time between now and September, making it a once-in-a-lifetime viewing opportunity for stargazers. Shakespeare Dallas's 2024 season of Shakespeare in the Park is fully underway, and now's the time to catch a production of Twelfth Night at the Samuel Grand Amphitheater. For more information and other events, visit kera.org/calendar. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA newsletter at kera.news.org/wakeup and check us out on Instagram and Threads at KERATX. I'm Shardae White. Take good care, and I'll see you tomorrow.